Colorado's experience with mysterious drone swarms suggests New Jersey might be waiting for answers for a long time.
Are you telling me that in America, somebody can start flying drones and we have no clue what's going on?
Yep, that's what I'm telling you. The new sheriff in Morrison says the town isn't going to be a notorious speed trap anymore. The strong arm versus the Alabama hammer. Two tough-talking, call-me-today lawyer types get locked in a lawsuit. And it's cap, gown, good news on this Friday.
My good news of the day, aside from graduation in general?
Yeah, aside from that, because this is next. All the people panicked about mysterious swarms of drones in the skies above New Jersey should not turn to Colorado for help solving the mystery, because our state's unexplained drones over the Eastern Plains 4 years ago, they still haven't been explained. Here's Mark Salinger.
There's another one.
The drones in New Jersey are strange.
I look to my left and I see two big drones. They were propeller driven, going very slowly.
The story also feels strangely familiar to what we saw in eastern Colorado in 2020.
I mean, it should sound like a really high pitch, just like almost like a little engine that wants to blow up.
The questions lawmakers are asking on the East Coast today are the same ones we asked here 4 years ago.
What is going on in New Jersey?
We do not attribute that to an individual or a group yet. We're investigating, but I don't have an answer of who's responsible for that.
Short of having hard evidence, I wouldn't want to speculate on what it is that the people are seeing.
Even similar meetings and teams were formed.
A drone task force to find out who or what is behind these flying objects in northeast Colorado and Nebraska.
The issue prompting a meeting Wednesday attended by roughly 100 mayors and state representatives.
At least for now, all the answers have also been the same.
Are you telling me that in America, somebody can start flying drones and we have no clue what's going on?
To me, this is no longer a novelty. I think we need to figure out what's going on.
The Colorado Department of Public Safety tallied more than 110 reports of drones in 2020. Some were determined to be small hobby drones. Others were planes. The department only said there were no instances of illegal drone activity. No official final report was ever released on whether there was a large swarm of drones flying over northeastern Colorado.
About 200 feet high, the hovering one.
There never really was an answer here. Same so far in New Jersey.
And then the next one would come, and then the next one, and the next one. So it wasn't like there would be 20 coming at one time.
So all the statements from the Colorado Department of Public Safety at the time said that they investigated and determined that there was no crime being committed. That's what they said. I don't think we can ever say that we got an answer as to what those mystery drones were back in 2020, Kyle.
It was aliens, though, right?
I mean, I'll put on my...
Sure.
Yeah. We can talk conspiracy theories all day, but hey, aliens is as good of an answer as any, right?
I'm sitting here spinning my wheels thinking like, all right, like what do the Eastern Plains of Colorado and Jersey have in common?
I have no idea.
Nothing.
If anybody has a better answer, you let us know.
Some mastermind watching might be like, you know what? There's a connection and you could bust this thing wide open. So you know what?
Somebody knows an answer.
Sit down tonight, pour yourself some red wine and get to thinking. All right, Mark Salinger, thank you. Jeffco Sheriff's deputies take over for the Morrison Police Department next month, and they say they have no interest in continuing that small-town speed trap tradition. Morrison police used photo radar camera to catch speeders just west of C-470 and Morrison Road, issued more than $400,000 worth of tickets in just 2 weeks back in May. That department had been handing out tickets left and right until the camera was vandalized and temporarily taken out of service earlier this year. The town has since announced it is disbanding the police department next year. They say it's a financial decision. The Jeffco Sheriff's Office told us they don't plan to reinstall the camera. They say their traffic unit is big enough to just handle traffic enforcement the old-fashioned way. Well, it's going to take some ciphering to balance Colorado's budget this year. Legislators are looking at a $600 million shortfall. Now they're questioning whether Colorado can afford its controversial wolf reintroduction program. In 2020, voters approved a proposal to reintroduce more and more wolves to Colorado each year at the cost of about $2 million per year. Parks and Wildlife released 10 wolves on the western slope last year, and they plan to bring in 15 more next year. But the state's Joint Budget Committee, many of those folks not big wolf fans, have asked if Colorado Parks and Wildlife might save the state $2 million a year by pausing the releases. It would be a win for ranchers and other critics. They've been calling on the state to hold off on bringing in more wolves until the state can figure out a way to address livestock kills. CPW told legislators they don't think that this plan is legal since the wolf releases and the spending are required by state law. Now, state legislators could attempt to change state law. Good chance that would get vetoed by the governor, who's a big supporter of the wolf plan. The state government really has struggled with transparency lately. Secretary of State didn't tell clerks or the public about a voting machine password breach. State Health Department didn't tell water districts or Coloradans about fake water tests for months. Now, Parks and Wildlife is telling 9 News Investigates that emails from their boss that we asked for do not exist, which is funny because our guy Aaron Adelson already has them.
How does Colorado Parks and Wildlife's director feel wolf reintroduction is going? Jeff Davis emailed, "We, CPW and the wolves have been dealt impossible cards." 9 News got this email from a public records request. The timing needs context. When? August 30th. Why? Davis was venting about an operation in Grand County to recapture wolves that repeatedly killed livestock. He wrote during the operation, "We owe it to these animals to give them a second chance." Who? Who did Davis email? A bunch of people. A CPW spokesperson says they included a group of environmental and animal advocates. What Davis wrote surprised the Colorado Cattlemen's Association Vice President Erin Carney because she says he communicates differently with her.
There's always a guard or a wall up. We're not getting that transparency, that communication, that honesty that we're looking for. And it's very frustrating to then see that, maybe the environmentalists, wolf activists are getting that.
We wondered what else Davis told those groups, so we made a public records request for all the emails he sent to those addresses. The state replied, of all things, CPW holds no records. That seemed odd to us because when they told us that, we already had some of those records given to us by the state. We then went back and said, in essence, what the heck? To which CPW's records manager said it was likely deleted.
When those somehow disappear, then you start questioning what else has disappeared. What else are they not telling us?
How did emails from less than 4 months ago disappear? CPW's email retention policy empowers employees to decide what to ditch. Not the best idea for transparency, says the Colorado Freedom of Information Coalition Director Jeff Roberts.
I think it could be better. Our email retention laws are pretty weak in Colorado.
In the end, we don't know the extent of what CPW's director may have communicated to environmental and animal advocates, but it makes the livestock industry feel like it is them on one side with CPW and the advocates on the other.
This email string and then not knowing what else is out there kind of confirms that.
For Next, Aaron Adelson, 9 News.
Wolf ate my emails. We've requested interviews with the CPW director, Jeff Davis, throughout the year, and CPW has declined every one of those requests. Through a spokesperson, Davis said he's in full compliance with his department's email retention policy. It certainly seems like every part of America has some different lawyer whose face paints the billboards in town with promises of justice and strength. In Colorado, it's the strong arm, Frank Azar. In Alabama, it's Mike Slocum, the Alabama Hammer. When those two met in court recently, it was personal. Our Spencer Soysher explains.
In the right corner of the big spending TV ad personal injury lawyers, fighting in Pueblo District Court, the Alabama Hammer, Mike Slocum.
When I take on the insurance company, I ain't settling for no small dough. I'm hunting for the big bucks. I'm Mike Slocum, the Alabama Hammer.
And in the left, Colorado's own, the strong arm, Franklin D. Azar.
I'm attorney Frank Azar. You may know me as a strong arm.
The battle of arm and hammer has been settled out of court. And according to Azar, with a prize in the bout of more than $1.5 million. In a now settled lawsuit, Azar says the Alabama Hammer was part of a click-to-call scheme that confused potential clients. Azar claims when someone searched his name or the strong arm in Google, ads would pop up, redirecting them to a call center connected to Slocum's law firm.
I'm not surprised at the allegations or the settlement.
9 News legal expert Whitney Traylor says it's not necessarily illegal to have similar misleading ads. The legality centers around its intention.
So, for example, the movie Coming to America, and they have McDonald's and McDowell's, and the Golden Arches and the Golden Arcs.
In the lawsuit, which was filed in 2022, Azar says Slocum used to have an office of one person in Denver. The firm's website shows it doesn't anymore. Azar settled for that $1.5 million figure, but he told the Denver Post he thinks the Alabama Hammer cost his firm around $19 million.
I think there's a lot of speculative damages here.
But in the battle of the strong arm and the Alabama Hammer, it's the Hammer losing the bucks. I called Mr. Hammer's firm today for comment. I never heard back. But Azar's team says, quote, "This is a growing problem when lawyers from out of state or others in Colorado pretend to be Frank Azar."
Don't do that. This Hammer dude's gotten in trouble for this before.
Yes, so he's the Alabama Hammer. In 2021, he was sued by the Texas Hammer, Jim Adler, for copyright issues for using that name in one of his ads.
Yeah, 2 states' hammers. I think we can all agree that our state's commercials are endearing and awesome. Other states' lawyer commercials are weird and off-putting. Hey, welcome to Next. Welcome to 9 News. Folks should know, you've actually seen Spencer Stoischer's reporting here before. When he was down in the Springs, he was doing some kick-butt reporting that we sometimes featured here. But you're on the team now. Folks will see you reporting from time to time. It's fearless. It's funny. People are going to love it. Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So a bunch of you have been helping out with one of our favorite holiday traditions on Next. For the last 4 years, Next viewers have bought holiday gifts for every single kid in Denver's public housing communities. And we're going to make it 5 years running. This week's Word of Thanks micro-giving campaign supports the nonprofit Friends of DHA and their holiday gift drive. Their goal is to get a gift for all 4,000 children living in public housing in Denver. We're talking kids who might not otherwise have a whole lot this Christmas time. Your generosity over the years has become a stable source of support for this nonprofit's holiday campaign. Again, 4 years running, this is year number 5. Families in Denver's public housing are dealing with significant challenges. Among them this year, families dealing with a higher cost of food and childcare. These are families that can't always prioritize holiday gifts over just covering the essentials. So we can take care of the cost of Christmas. Scan the QR code on your screen or text the word THANKS to 303-871-1491 to get that link to donate. More than 3,700 of you have signed up to simplify your giving with a monthly donation to the Word of Thanks Fund. That's meant we've started your recent micro-giving campaigns with $25,000 in donations each week. That is enormous. Use that same QR code or text to get there. Travis Hunter is the odds-on favorite to win the Heisman, or would be if Colorado will let you bet on that, because you can bet on the Buffs, but not specific players.
I'm currently graduating with cybersecurity, and the good news of the day is actually my sister's going to hand me my degree.
Cool. Final pop quiz before MSU Denver students turn those tassels. We'll ask them our favorite Friday question next. CU's Travis Hunter is a sure bet to win the Heisman. Too bad Coloradans can't cash in on that bet. We have legalized sports betting, of course, but it's not on everything. You can bet the outcome of a college football game, but the state's rules ban prop bets on a specific player or event. Colorado is one of a handful of states that have that rule. The NCAA wants all states to nix prop bets on college sports. They say they threaten the integrity of their games. I'm like, come on, really, NCAA? They also say it can lead to harassment against specific players, which, Corey Reppenhagen, I can totally see. I get that if the colleges are like, I don't want prop bets on players because people are going to harass those kids. I get that.
Totally understand that. And we can't bet on fixed or rigged boxing matches here in Colorado either, because we couldn't bet on the Tyson-Paul fight. That rigged thing, that's just my opinion. But take a look at the wind gusts here. You may be feeling those gusty winds. It's going to build as we go into the night here. We could see it peak between 1 and 5 o'clock in the morning, so sleep tight. You might hear your windows whistling just a little bit as we go through the night. And then tomorrow, should simmer down at least just a little bit, giving us a pretty decent Saturday before it returns the wind on Sunday. So look at your Saturday here. Lots of sunshine, temperatures in the middle 50s, just some breezy conditions, nothing too ridiculous with the winds. As far as the snow, we will expect to see those snow showers continue in the high country tonight until tomorrow morning, but it's very light. We're not expecting too much in the way of more accumulation tonight, but then the next wave comes in on late Saturday night through the day Sunday. Just the northern areas of the Colorado, just north of I-70, probably getting the more significant snow. Here in Denver, we're probably going to stay pretty dry here. As we look at our 7-day forecast, we might have a small chance to catch some flurries here on Wednesday morning, but otherwise we're warm and dry.
I found meter parking outside, so I didn't have to pay the $40, and that's pretty great.
Something tells me it's not the best thing that's happening to that dude today. I don't know. We're celebrating good news, no matter how big or small. Hey, and a reminder, you can also catch Next streaming each night at 6 p.m. on 9 News Plus. And Next is now a podcast for your ear holes. Each weeknight, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. After putting in years of hard work, MSU Denver students could hardly wait to get across the stage at graduation today. Then some ridiculous TV station stopped to ask them, "What's your good news?"
My name is Nicolas Villalobos. I'm currently graduating with cybersecurity, and the good news of the day is actually my sister's going to hand me my degree.
My good news of the day is I'm graduating with my criminal justice degree, and I get to see all of my family and friends kind of in one area for the first time in a really long time.
This is my brother, whom without I would not be here, just straight up.
My good news for today is that I'm graduating. First gen Latina, finally graduating, getting my degree, so that's exciting.
I found meter parking outside, so I didn't have to pay the $40, and that's pretty great. I'm fond of that.
That's 1,188 undergraduates and 115 graduate students.
My good news of the day is that I'm graduating alongside other strong ladies that are also graduating in criminal justice.
I am so happy to be here because it has been nothing but stress up until this point.
Yeah, it is really exciting. I haven't gotten a degree yet, so this is a huge deal.
As a first gen, it's very exciting to put those steps for my brother, my younger brothers, my younger cousins.
I get to take my shoes off, and I get to relax for once. It's been a while.
Today means being able to make my mother proud. She's an immigrant.
So many nerves, but it's really exciting to finally be here.
Today means, I don't know, it just means so much to me. It's the future, I'm ecstatic for it.
Congratulations again to the class of fall 2024.
We did it!
Congrats to all the grads. We are back with your feedback next. Feedback from Ross, who says, red wine firmly in hand, I can reveal what the eastern plains of Colorado and New Jersey have in common. High school kids. Ross says you heard it here first. I'll give you credit if it turns out to be high school kids. Danny in Highlands Ranch says you probably won't read this comment. You know I will, Danny. He wants to know why nobody shot down one of the drones to see what's on the SD card, the picture card. My assumption is the U.S. government's probably done that in New Jersey. Kind of surprised there wasn't a good old boy on the Eastern Plains that did that here in Colorado. And finally, from Marine is Spencer, the son of Drew Soysher. I'm sure he gets that question a lot. He's Drew's nephew, although his dad, Mark, was doing TV sports here in town for a while. You're going to love his reporting. See you next time.